up, guys? Happy Monday. We had another gap up day again. It seems like the norm now every single Monday pre-market. And I traded a couple of different stocks in the Bitcoin stocks, the tech stocks like PLTR, the small caps like OCGN. And so let's get into it. To be honest, I had a pretty rough start to the day with the long trade on PLTR, and the trade just didn't work. And I had lost a lot more than I had anticipated. PLTR is a stock that I was bullish on because of the IBM contract news they announced pre-market, and you can see the stock started gapping up from previous day close 34s. Pre-market we were at 35s, and then we went all the way to 38s, pulled back, and then we squeezed out to new highs at $39. Now I was looking at the chart on the daily. It looks really bullish. And I was actually really patient with my entries too. I waited for to form a bottom. So technically speaking, that's higher lows. And we can see we broke out above VWAP. We pulled back. That's why I got my first entry in around $38. And thinking that we're gonna retest the highs and potentially more highs on the daily chart. So you can see I longed around the 38 and added to full size 38.50s. I was looking for a high of the day breakout and potentially higher to $40, and just no follow through whatsoever. You can see after this wicked around the double top here around 38.60s, I was thinking, oh my god, this is gonna fake out. I was looking at the charts, I was thinking it's gonna fake out, but my risk level was down here around the 37.60s, 37.50s. So you can see pretty much after I added to full size around 38.50s, that gave me an average of around 38.30s. The stock literally just wicked and then double topped and then sold off back below VWAP, and then hit my stop around the 37.60s, 37.50s. So that was really frustrated, and that was the first trade to start the Monday for me. It was not an ideal way to start the week, and the stock just kind of sold off. So I was thinking at the last time I traded PLTR, the stock tends to sell off the breakouts after a huge gap up. So that's something I'll keep in mind. But it was a little bit frustrating having the first trade on a Monday be a red trade on full size. So that was not fun, and that was a rough way to start. So after that loss on PLTR, I was looking at Riot and Mara. Both of these plays are the Bitcoin hype stocks, and Bitcoin just hit new highs at 44,000, 45,000, with the news that Tesla acquired $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin in January. So that's very bullish for the entire sector. So that's why I was bullish and long bias on Riot. And I was looking at this, at this area was around the time I was trading PLTR, and it looked like it was gonna sell off the gap too, just like PLTR. So I was really patient for this. I wanted to show that it's gonna make higher lows and trend up, and it did. And I got long here, only a starter. I missed my ad here. Would have been a good ad around the 29s. I had a starter around 29.60s, missed the ad, and the stock just took off and went to 31s. And seeing that, this was pretty much almost $2 a share. So I sold my Riot stock. But I think there will be more continuation to the upside. Maybe in the afternoon. It has upside to 32s and 33s possibly, especially if Bitcoin continues trending up higher. So that was a decent base hit, especially after the PLTR loss. That was kind of very, very frustrating for a Monday. So that was a decent save. Now the next stock is OCGN. This is a stock that I really piked out on, and there was a lot of conflicting factors for this, and the reason for the stock to be up is because they announced offering news, I think after the close on Friday, but the pricing was $780 or $760, which was at a premium above the previous day close price at 520s. And I don't know if you guys have been following the market, a lot of these recent small cap offerings, they kind of get bought back up. So we're not in a market where you can just short things with offering. So if you look at stocks like NDM, BNGO, all those offerings got bought back up and they ripped new highs. OCGN, the price action was a tough read. Around this areas, I really thought that they were gonna kind of do like a spike and dump, especially after they done it once, twice, 3 times. Every time it spiked to the 1230s and 1240s, it dumped back to the low 11s. And especially after this giant candle around the 12s breakout to 13s and just slammed right back down. After this candle, I really want to short it, but the fact that they bought up this dip was kind of like a red flag. And usually after this kind of candle, the stock should just break down VWAP and tank back to the openings around the $9. But the fact that it didn't dip below VWAP had me very, very, very kind of uncertain about the short side. And I was cautious on the long too, because after this rug pull candle, right, you can see the breakout broke above 13s and got rejected hard. That was also not bullish. So it was kind of like 50-50 at this point, and especially after my loss on PLTR to start the day, I was not happy. So I left it alone, and that ended up being a really good decision because the stock later reclaimed, went to new highs. A lot of people were trading this on the long side, while I didn't join them because I was trying to watch Riot and Mara and also GME. But the stock, just made new highs, and finally over here, I was seeing that they were doing the same kind of trap. You can see they broke to new high, dumped to around 16s and made a lower high here. And finally around here, I saw that they were doing the same trap as they did here. You can see this thing went to highs, pulled back, held the prior highs, and then, this is a higher low, and then ripped to new highs. So they were doing something similar here, right? Just by observing. Even though I didn't take part in this initially, just by looking at how the stock trades, you can kind of make some pretty educated decision making on whether to long or short the stock and the setups, right? This is a huge trap. Not saying that I knew that. I only know that because I saw it play out the first 2 hours. The stock made new highs again here to 1750s, pulled back, right, to this dip around 1560s, and this thing held. It held the prior highs. And this is forming a higher low. So that's why I got long. No, not a big size, just because we're all the way up here. But if it held, this thing has decent upside to 20s. I got long here around the 1670s and sold some into this, sold remaining more. Re-added back thinking that we're going to get a huge breakout to 19s and potentially $20. When this thing kind of had some trouble around here, that's why I sold all of it. So ended up being a decent winner. This thing has such a range that you don't really need a huge size to make decent profit. There were still definitely like short plays on this, but I would just trying to be careful because I noticed that a lot of these small caps are really trappy for the shorts recently. And also the stock is easy to borrow, OCGN. So that's why you kind of want to be careful with this. So after the full size loss on PLTR and the small wins on Riot and OCGN, I'm pretty much just break even on the day. So nothing to be excited about here. I had a tiny small scalp short on AAME around the 950s. You can see the stock was in play on Friday. This thing sold off all the gap. So that's why on the spike, after like 1, 2, 3, 4 halts, I was shorting this around the 750s and, tiny scalp. So another small winner. So today, to be honest, it wasn't really worth waking up early for. Didn't really get any decent moves. And I think especially when the first trade on a Monday was a full-size loss on PLTR, that kind of hurt my confidence. But maybe in the afternoon, we'll see more plays. Before we do our Q&A, I want to introduce you guys to my new plant. This is literally called the money tree. So I picked this up for Chinese New Year this week. So this thing should be easy to take care of. So it's looking pretty fresh and pretty green right now. I'm gonna name her Moolah. So my two plant babies here, they're best friends now, and they're gonna make sure I stay green. Now time for some Q&As. I've been getting a lot of questions regarding GameStop and GME. Do you think there's still any chance for a squeeze, and etc, etc. So if you guys remember the last video recap on GME, I talked about that I'm waiting for the first green day to go long, and we had the first green day on Friday. I don't know if you guys traded the stock, but on Friday this thing ripped from 55 all the way to $90. I did trade it on the long side, but I was sold out by like $70 because I didn't think we were gonna go to $90, as you can see here. So that was a decent long trade on Friday. And to be honest, this stock, the breakout didn't hold. If you look at the daily chart, this wick right here, it just means that every single breakout, people are trying to get out of the stock. So that if there was a squeeze move, it's already happened. And that was on Friday. This thing squeezed from $60 to pretty much $90. So that was a squeeze move. And I'm only looking to day trade the stock. And I was looking for something similar today actually, but this thing just could not hold the breakout and cannot stay green on the day. You can see GME today off the open, it just spiked and sold off below previous day close, and now we're back at $59 from opening of $73. So I'm only looking to day trade the stock. I don't know if we're gonna get a big squeeze, but for me to go long on the stock, it needs to stay green on the day, which is not doing right now, right? I need the same kind of setup, the same kind of action on Friday. So that was a decent play on Friday, but I just didn't see that today on GME. So that's why I didn't trade GME today. So the next question is from Carlos. He's asking if it's a good idea to buy stocks on the first minute of the open, or he should wait a little bit. I think my answer to this is you should wait a little bit, especially if you don't see a setup off the open. If there's a setup, sure, you take it, but generally it's a good idea to wait. If you remember all the trades I traded today, like PLTR, Riot, I let them kind of set the highs and the lows of the day first today, especially on a Monday, before I went in long. But you can see, even though on PLTR I lost money, but it was a calculated loss after I know all the levels for the day. And it's a very same idea for Riot, and same thing for OCGN. I think waiting and being patient for your entry is gonna help a lot in your day trading, especially when we are in such a volatile market. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.